Hi, welcome. My name is Lindsey Samper, and today we're going to do a 20-minute yoga practice for low back pain. It's going to be a gentle practice that's going to nourish your spine and help relieve tension in your low back. So we're going to start lying down on our back, keeping the knees bent and the feet hip distance apart. Take the arms out to the side. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out completely. Take another deep breath in. And on your exhale, lower your knees over to the left side. Inhale, bring them back to center. Exhale, knees over to the right side. Inhale, bring them back to center. Do that a few more times. Exhale, knees to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, knees to the right. Inhale, back to center. One more. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling back up. Good. Take your right ankle and cross it over the left thigh and flex through your right foot, and you're going to grab behind your left thigh or on top of the left shin. Keep both feet flexed. That'll help protect your knees. If you find that this is hard to get into, you can always prop some blankets or some pillows underneath your back and sit yourself up a little bit more upright. So you can stay here. You can start to rock a little bit from side to side, getting into the outer right hip. And keep breathing. Nice deep breath in, deep breath out. Good. And coming back to center, take the feet back down to the earth. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh, keeping the foot flexed, and then draw both knees in toward your chest. Both feet flexed, toes spread. Nice deep breath in. Exhale out completely. And again, stay here if this is enough. If you need a little bit more, you can start to rock from side to side. Going gentle, easy. And then slowly release both feet down to the earth. Extend the legs out along your mat. And take your hands behind your head. You're going to lift your torso up and take it over to the right so it's hanging off of the mat. And then walk your legs over to the right as well. So you're making a banana shape with your body. Keep both elbows on the floor. Nice deep breath in. Exhale out. If this is enough of a stretch, stay here. If you need a little bit more, you can cross the left ankle on top of the right. It's really important to get into the side body when dealing with low back pain. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale out completely. And then walk your legs back to center. Take your torso back to center. We'll do the other side. So lift yourself up over to the left side and walk your legs over to the left as well. As much as you need to get a good stretch in the right side of your body. Keeping both elbows on the floor. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. See how much tension you can release. One more deep breath in, exhaling out, and then slowly walking your legs back to center and taking your torso back to center as well. Bend your knees again, take your arms out to the side. Cross your right leg on top of your left, so draping right leg on top of left so there's no space in between the legs. Deep breath in, exhale, knees drop over to the left side and arch your low back off the floor. Inhale, bring them back to center. Exhale, knees over to left side. Inhale, back to center. Two more. Exhaling, lower the knees over to the left side, arching the low back. Inhale, bring them back. Last time. Exhale, knees drop over, arching back. Inhale, bring them back to center. Uncross the legs, draw the knees into the chest, and then extend the legs out. We'll roll onto our belly. So right where you are, roll onto your belly. So coming onto the belly, come onto your forearms. Keep your forearms parallel to each other and pull your navel in towards your spine. Press your arms into the ground so that your chest lifts up. Shoulders drawing down away from your ears. Keep your core engaged here rather than just dumping into the low back. Keeping the core engaged. Press the tops of the feet into the earth and take a couple of breaths here. And keep your gaze down in between the hands. One more deep breath in. And exhale, lower all the way down. Reach your arms back behind you, palms facing the earth, forehead to the earth. And on your inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, lift your shoulders, lift your arms. And reach your arms toward your legs. So try to touch your pinkies to your thighs. Use the muscles of your upper back to lift yourself up. Exhale, lower head down to the earth. Do that again. Inhale, lift up. Arms are squeezing toward your thighs. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift back up. This time, lift your legs up if you can. If that doesn't feel good, then keep them on the floor. And keep the legs wide. Make some space for your back. Keep reaching the fingertips towards the thighs. Exhale, lower all the way down. From here, press all the way up into hands and knees. Coming onto all fours, we'll take a few rounds of cat-cow. So on your inhale, tilt your tailbone up, belly drops down, chest lifts up, cow pose. On your exhale, tuck your tailbone, round your spine, drop your chin toward your chest. Do that again. Inhale, drop the belly down, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the spine, press the ground away from you. Let the head and neck relax completely. One more set. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the spine, drop the head. Good. Come back to a neutral spine. Take your left knee in a little bit and then reach your right leg back. Toes are just barely off of the earth. Stay here or maybe reach left arm forward. It's important that you draw your belly in toward your spine. So if the leg is really high and you're dumping into your low back, just bring the leg lower. Left arm is really reaching in front and the right leg is really reaching back. One more deep breath in, and then exhale, hands and knees come back down. Good. Second side, left leg reaches straight back. Keep the toes just barely off of the floor. Draw the belly in and then reach right arm forward. Keep your gaze down and find a spot to focus your gaze on. That'll help with your balance. And again, really reach right arm forward, really reach left leg back. Deep breath in. Exhale, take hands and knees back down to the floor. Come up onto your knees. You're going to keep your knees about hip distance apart and take your right leg out to the side so that your right heel is in line with your left knee. And notice your hip points, those bony protrusions, how they're out to the side. Pull the hips to where they're forward facing. Notice how the right knee comes in. So take your right arm and press your arm into your knee so that you open the leg out to the side. So keep pulling the left hip back and keep opening the right knee out to the side. It's really important with low back pain to get into the inner and outer thighs. So we'll spend some time here. Inhale, reach left arm up. Exhale, over to the side. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Come back to the knees. Other side, left leg comes out to the side. Again, left heel in line with the right knee. Then find your hip points and pull them forward. So right hip comes back, left hip forward. Take your left arm and encourage the left knee open to the side. You should feel a nice stretch in the inner left thigh. So keep pulling the right hip back. Keep opening the left knee open. Take a couple of breaths here. And then inhale, reach the right arm up. Exhale, over to the side. Good. Come back up to center. Come onto your knees again, and we'll come up to standing. It's really important when we transition from the floor that we know how to get up in a good way. So bring your right foot forward. Take your hands to your thighs, tuck your back toe and lift your knee, and shift your weight forward and stand up. From standing, take your right foot back behind you about 2-3 feet. Keep your hips centered towards the front. Keep your spine nice and straight. Lift up through your chest. From here, start to hinge forward. Only go so far as you start to feel a nice stretch in the back of the left thigh. But make sure that you're not rounding your back at all. It's not about how far down you go. The hips are tilting forward a little bit. Maybe squeeze shoulder blades together. And remember to breathe. Hamstrings are really important with low back pain. So getting the hamstrings to lengthen a little bit more will certainly help with the low back. Inhale, come all the way back up. Step the right foot forward and then take the left foot back, just about 2 or 3 feet. With the legs straight, keep the hips squared off to the front of your mat and then tilt the hips forward. So again, only go so far as you need, making sure to keep the spine nice and straight. Chest is lifted, your gaze is slightly forward. Nice deep breaths here. After a few moments, you may find that you could go a little bit deeper, but don't force anything. And then slowly inhale to come back up, step the left foot forward. Take a wide stance on your mat. So take your legs out nice and wide, take up space. Turn your toes slightly in so that the outer edges of your feet are parallel to the outer edges of your mat. We'll take warrior 2 pose. So turn your right toes towards the front of your mat, arms out to the side, and then start to bend your right knee. It's really important here that you make sure that your knee is over your ankle. You should be able to look down and see your big right toe. If your knee is hiding it, just open the knee out to the side. Arms reach strongly in both directions. From here, start to straighten the right leg. Take the hands to the hips and tilt the hips to the right like a little teapot. Only go as far as you feel a stretch, don't strain. Take your right hand maybe to your shin and reach left arm up towards the ceiling. The gaze could be up towards your hand or it could be down at the floor if that hurts your neck. And again, this right leg could be a little bit bent. If it's straight, just make sure you're not locking out the joint. To come out of this pose, bend the right knee, come back into your warrior 2. And then straighten the right leg, hands to the hips, point your right toes in, point your left toes to the back of the mat. Arms out to the side, and start to bend your left knee. Again, checking with your alignment, making sure you can see your big left toe, making sure that the left knee stays opening out to the side. Take a couple more breaths here. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears. Keep your abdomen relaxed. And then taking the hands to the hips, start to straighten the left leg, tilt the hips to the side, and take your left hand maybe to the shin or to the thigh. Right arm reaches up to the sky. Gazing either at the right hand or down at the floor. So really get a little bit more into the adductors, a little bit in the hamstrings. One more deep breath in here. And then to come out, bend the left knee. Coming back into your warrior 2 pose. And then straighten your left leg, take your hands to your hips. So toe heel your feet back together. Keep your feet about hips distance apart. Inhale, reach your arms up. Take your right hand to the side, reach the left arm over. You don't have to go very far here, just enough to get a nice stretch in the left side of your body. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, left hand comes down, right arm reaches over. Good. Inhale, come back up. And then exhale, take your hands to your heart. Let's come to the front of the mat again, and we're going to come down. So again, just like coming up mindfully is important, going back down is just as important. So I like to take my feet kind of wide. It's ideal if you have a chair, but just squat down and take your feet, hands to the floor, and then take the right knee down and take the left knee down. So just always being very mindful. So coming down, scooch to the front of your mat and come down maybe on one elbow to lie down on the back. Come back onto our back, keeping the knees bent. Draw the right knee into your chest. So pulling the right thigh in, it's a little bit to the outer right ribs versus directly in the center. You can keep your left knee bent here for just a moment. Then take your hands behind your right thigh, maybe behind your right calf, and maybe start to straighten the right leg a little bit. Again, you don't have to worry about it going all the way straight. Hopefully you'll feel a nice stretch in the back of the right thigh. Keep your right foot flexed and pull the toes down towards your face and press your heel up towards the ceiling. Take a nice deep breath in here. Exhale out. One more deep breath in. And then exhale, take the right foot down to the earth. Let's try the second side. Left knee pulls into the body and just gently pull your left thigh a little bit to the outer left ribs. And then reaching behind, maybe grabbing behind the left calf, start to straighten your left leg up towards the ceiling. And again, don't worry about how straight it gets. It's fine if the knee is bent. Just keep gently encouraging the leg towards your body. And then really flex through the feet so that the toes are pulling down toward your face and your heels pressing up towards the ceiling. Take one more deep breath in, inhaling through the nose, exhaling out, and then slowly set the foot back down to the earth. Take the soles of your feet together and let your knees drop open to the side. The hands can stay on your thighs, or they can be on the floor, whatever feels nice and comfortable for you. So again, we're getting into the inner thighs. Often they're really tight. So muscles in the lower body, like the legs, can contribute to low back pain. So it's important that we focus on these areas and not the back. If you'd like, you can also reach the arms up over the head, stretching through the fingers, stretching through the arms, and keeping your breath deep in your belly so that with every inhalation, your belly expands out. With each exhalation, maybe you can relax a little bit more. Then from here, just swing your arms out to the side. Take your hands to either side of your thighs and use your arm strength to bring your knees together. And very gently bring both knees in toward your chest. Maybe rock a little bit from side to side. Good, and then take your feet back down to the earth. Take the soles of your feet about as wide as the mat. Turn the toes in, very pigeon-toed, and let your knees knock together. Take your right hand on your abdomen, your left hand on your chest, and take a few breaths here. This helps to open up the sacrum area. The sacrum is the lowest part of your spine. It's often a site of pain for some people. Take 2 more breaths right here. Inhaling, fill the lungs, fill the ribs up. Exhale, relax a little bit deeper. And inhaling, expanding the ribs out. Exhaling completely. And then draw the knees in towards your body. To come up, roll over to your side. Use your hands to press into the floor. Come all the way up to seating. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. If you'd like to learn more about me, you can check out my website at lindseysamper.com, and please subscribe to Psyche Truth for more videos just like these. Namaste.